has arrived, boom, you send Paquito to the back line, instantly kill the Estes and like, okay, go next.
No, the worst part is right, the Loi, right, just cast the ultimate and then Paquito just walks in and then Loi walks out. It's like, here you go.
Fair enough.
Send you a one-way ticket to back end.
If you really want to play it that way, it definitely works because...
Pretty funny.
The Paquito is also a little... It's sort of on a suicide mission, right? As long as you kill Estes, they don't have the sustain. He doesn't really do anything beyond that.
Yeah, but you know, Soul being on the Paquito right this time round, so Paquito does a lot of shields, and there's always whenever I see like Paquito right in the field, there's always this back and forth. Okay, Fenrir looking a bit low this time round.
The back. Yeah, actually pulls them together. So now getting a decent start to his jungle, right? And I fully expect EVOS SG to just come in and interfere right now. Yep, they're shoving him away. They actually think they stole it.
I'm not too very sure actually. I think
the EXP bar.
The retribution coming out from Suna will be able to clear that buff.
Suna got it. Suna got it.
So JPL this time around, because Suna is forced to use the retribution, now they're gonna go for this purple buff instead. So no retribution inside. However, the top side it is a Chang'e going up against a Claude. So I would say Chang'e should have priority, but hold on a second, JPL. Oh, big dead coming in for the side of EVOS SG.
Yep, you could see in the map the Barretts. He's laning alone, but Soul is completely fine abandoning this and just walking up to make sure they can convert. The job of the owners right now from EVOS SG is twofold. One, make sure Potato gets a nice, smooth, clear going, scales up well. The second is to put Suna behind. I think if Suna on this Harley doesn't, start snowballing, doesn't get early kills in the mid game, he does very little.
Yeah, but hold on a second, as the bottom side, but it is going to be Kolya that catch out. JPL use the flicker, but bottom side, Notorious Villain, they're trying to look for the Paquito. Mind you, Harley has level 4.
That's an intimidation flicker. Just a warning, right? I'm gonna kill you if you don't walk away. So a bit of a small, inefficient use of the battle spell, but it should be up soon.
Notorious Villain is not actually pulling the trigger. I would have expected, Suna as well as Dara will be actually trying to gang on top of Soul, but they're just holding on to this, showing the EVOS SG discipline, but it is Notorious Villain that's actually going to show it. However, EVOS SG will start this turtle, but it will be forced to reset. Suna jumping in, the Death Sonata will be used, Notorious Villains baited out, 2 ultimates in fact.
Look at the map though, you can see immediately moving down, it is gonna be the Chang'e. Pokemon's gonna be arriving here, whereas very far behind MSTZ. Look at this!
Dara gets eaten up, so nice knockout coming in. Kolya and Suna will go
Meteor Shower.
Low, but Meteor Shower coming in for the flag as well. Notorious Villains will take their shower, but top side, well, it's still okay for Notorious Villains, but EVOS SG.
Big mistake from Notorious Villains. MSTZ rotated way too late to come down for that dragon, turtle contest rather. Force a habit. The turtle contest was like 4 and 5, so EVOS obviously they run it in and they know that Chang'e is gonna arrive in time.
But you know what's a beautiful thing? Notorious Villain, took away the ultimates of EVOS SG, but EVOS SG still get the turtle.
Yeah, a JPL here jumping in. He's looking for Kolya. He's not very tanky, so I don't think Popo and Koopa might be able to get out Potato with the Death Sonata. And the final shot actually bringing Fenrir low enough to inspire JPL to chase him down.
But Suna will be coming in to catch JPL just a little bit. I almost forgot that Baxia does the anti-healing that counter Estes a little bit, right? So that's going to be beneficial. That's going to be a little bit useless in the early game, but once Fenrir starts to build up, all those magic items, right? That's going to be okay. So it's also crucial for Pokemon to pick up the NOD, or in fact, Girl will be the one that should be going on the NOD as well.
I think the point here of the Baxia is, one, you have this guy to harass Suna, the second being, he's gonna flicker away. The second being like, you deal with the Estes healing, you deal with like all the innate healing coming in for Notorious Villains, as JPL now is not the one that's getting caught out. In fact, it's Kolya, the squishy Popo and Koopa that instantly dies. EVOS SG, they have a beat on this turtle. It's going to be coming up in 25 seconds. They're securing this area. They might want to make a play onto MSTZ in the top side. You can see that Potato is rotating up.
We're not seeing any form of big power spikes coming in Suna, because Suna as a Harley, you want to be like turret diving a lot. You want to be more aggressive. So Notorious Villain is trying to fight EVOS SG with aggression, but instead they're the one that are going to get aggressed on, and at the same time the Rhapsody coming in, even Pokemon landing the Meteor Shower on top, JPL still landing Chase, but they will pick up Kolya. EVOS SG will now rotate to the turtle.
So the Barret's not there, no one to really hold down the fort while the Meteor Shower pounds you, right? And we talked about the value of having Koopa there. It doesn't matter if you chunk out Kolya. Like, Kolya is unable to hold his own if he has to run away.
And at the same time, Paquito is right there. So is just cutting the waves, he's lying the weight, providing so much vision.
I think he actually takes this, right? If Girl comes in, he's okay fighting, but he's just gonna play it safe, backs off.
Okay. And Precizi picking up the Demon Hunter sword. So this is a good power spike coming in for Notorious Venus. But would it be able to try out Blazing Duet coming in? JPL looking busted a bit low. But MLBB still holding a little bit too strong. Potato coming in for the flank there, looking to dive this top side right now.
I think the play here is just take top tier 1, they rotate down, because now their top is raised, they don't have the structure there. They have permanent prio on the top lane, right? That means that, you know, the next turtle should be easy for EVOS SG to control. They can also kite up into their own turtle if the fight goes badly. Meanwhile, the trade happens on the bottom side and Notorious Villains gets one of their own, so it's a 1-for-1 structure trade. Still, engage on the mid lane.
Okay, Girl will get immobilized, unfortunately, as Potato coming into death. Sonata Girl goes down by the hands of Fenrir. JPL is just messing up, but hold on a second. So,
oh no, Suna's dead.
Fenrir at the backside, and now EVOS SG, they have the momentum, and now Pokemon is just gonna use the Meteor Shower to wave clear very quickly.
He knows that that's gonna come up by the time turtle spawns. So he's putting pressure on the mid wave and creating space on the map so that Paquito just walks down so can push this wave out, potentially take it together with Potato and get the turret advantage.
JPL will jump on top of Kolia, but the wolf will be biting right there. But in fact, EVOS SG, they're just trying to take down this turret instead. Kolia jumping in, coming in a little bit, but okay, so we'll be jumping in a little bit. We'll hit the wolf slightly, but at the top side, it is that Dara that's going to be pushing this down.
All macro misplay, I think you need to come up and cover this, but Dara actually might be able to finish this one off. Pokemon does not have Meteor Shower, so yep, another cross-map trade. Both teams avoiding conflict and just being a bit more safe here instead, just trading for map pressure instead of fighting.
Okay, the total is up. The ultimate check, Notorious Villains all full. Pokemon still doesn't have the Meteor Shower as
of yet. MSTZ is not here, this is a problem.
It's not here yet, that's also a big problem. No Blazing Duet for the side, but EVOS SG, Dara catches Girls out, but Meteor Shower coming in finally in the very nick of time. Fenrir tries to heal up the member, but where is MLBB coming in a little bit too slow? Blazing Duet still in the pocket of EVOS Notorious Villains, and they're not gonna pull that trigger as EVOS SG will lose turtle priority, and that could be a win for Notorious Villain for the time being.
APL had to back off, so did Girl, so Notorious Villains, they get this turtle 1-for-1 so far, I believe. And overall, actually maybe 2-for-1. EVOS probably got the second if I remember correctly.
Oh, so it's just dishing out damage on top of Kolia. Kolia keeps giving it over to EVOS SG.
And really, you can't overextend like that. Even though you're Estes, if you get caught and chain stun, you instantly die to Meteor Shower.
But that's also a problem about EVOS SG right now, right? Because you're starting to see key items going into MPTZ. Suna right now should be losing priority very soon because usually a Harley would shine in the early to mid game, but it is going to be slowly heading the baton over. But JPL will really be rolling in, will be able to find Fenrir. Suna looking very low, unfortunately. Potato Girl and Pokemon instead focusing on the turret right there as Notorious will get shoved out. But here comes Potato with the Rhapsody, but the Wolf is just pressing on the aggro as Dara is a one-man army going out with 1v1 against Soul. JPL is just spinning to spin and looking for Dara, but JPL, he will get solo up, he will get spin right into back as the low E damage coming in, but that's not enough as Suna picks up JPL.
Oh, a bit rusty there, overextended, getting caught out, he gets up and oh my god, the damage, not Soul rather. It's JPL that dies for his sins and Soul is the one that makes the play, okay.
Oh my god, Soul comes in. Notorious with the 3 members is forced to run away, and now EVOS SG, they're just going to push this advantage even more as Notorious they can't hold this turret and they'll lose this mid lane turret.
They get the map pressure down, they're going to push for mid tier 2 as well. Dara has to be careful, Soul is egging his team on. They want to dive this, they want to get pressure on the Barretts.
Oh my god.
No, they take mid, they back off, they can reset here if they need to and collect the top and bot waves. The play here, I think, is to keep the bot wave push up while the next objective spawns in 20 seconds.
You will not see the damage coming out from Soul. Just having the Bloodlust Axe as well as Brute Force Split. And that's more than enough to dish down the damage. And Notorious is like huge bursty damage over there. It's just criminal.
It is, man. Oh, there's no one that really can match him in the side wave. So Soul is just like, okay, I'm going bot. Whoever wants to fight me, please, you're welcome. Step in the ring.
Ding ding.
Yeah, ding ding ding, come and fight me. Notorious Villains don't want to make this a fair fight. They're sending 4 members down to deal with Soul. And he might just get out because Kolia is the one that gets the stun first. They don't have the mobility though as Soul is cutting in and out. Look at the damage, it's making this very difficult for Notorious Villains to contest. They finally kill him off. But at what cost? Here comes EVOS, here comes the meteor shower. Kolya having to flicker out. Fenrir is the next target. He might just die here. Notorious Villains are resetting the fight as JPL has gone a little too deep. Dara getting focused by EVOS SG. JPL trying his best to roll out.
Oh, Sanic activated as EVOS SG will be able to rotate all the way up. If you notice, Notorious Villains, MLBB coming in the fight a little bit too late. Notorious Villains committed so much just to put Soul down, but at what cost, right? EVOS SG will be able to dish out the damage against Notorious Villains, just push them all the way, and that's good for EVOS SG.
You see, the problem when JPL dies, right? Soul dies rather. It's JPL running in alone, and he doesn't have the pressure to keep them there. Notorious Villains understand, hey, Tortoise Poise has been popped, we're running away.
Yep. And of course, Thought is just pushed all the way back. Kolya will get stunned slightly, just a little bit, but EVOS SG, they have low priority. Notorious Villains, they're clumping up. They're not too sure what to do. Should they be pushing the sideways? Because don't forget, Notorious Villains, look at the bottom side, but Pokemon will be pulling that trigger. They'll try to land a meteor shower on top of Kolya instead.
I think you just push mid here. You don't have to focus upon contesting this. Your mid wave is pushed in. Notorious Villains have to answer this, so you immediately get Lord priority here, or at least get control of the jungle. As Notorious Villains pushes mid wave out, answers this.
But what I want to see is Notorious Villain MPC coming in, jumps over Soul, melts Potato, melts Pokemon, melts Girl so easily because the Blazing Duet just deals so much damage. And JPL is there to just counter out the heal, as Lord is gonna be a little bit like fake started out for the time.
Pokemon is always going to be hunting with Meteor Shower here. Like, Notorious Villains probably don't burst this down in time because it's, you know, inefficient to actually stack up and take this objective. So Pokemon is going to go fishing. He had Purple Buff stolen. He's always going to be looking for like free Meteor Showers. Whoever I can poke out, I'm going to kill first.
But speaking of fishing right there, Notorious Villains will be able to identify Pokemon that's out of position. JPL rolls in, but will be a little bit caught off guard. So will reveal himself at the bottom side, as Notorious Villain might need to face the bottom side pressure to relieve that meter pressure for the time being.
I love what I'm seeing here from EVOS SG. They always understand, hey, if they're not contesting, if they're not starting anything, and if they can't finish it, I'm just going to play side lane. I'm just going to collect more farm. And this is why they have so many members that are high in terms of gold per minute. They're so efficient as a team.
Oh, Pokemon may actually live the Suna with the ultimate. Doesn't go in, the Meteor Shower lands, but at the same time, JPL is just absorbing so much damage at the top side. It takes 3 members to take JPL, but it's so hard. At the same time, Soul and the Potato will be tag teaming against the bottom side as, a bit of a dodge coming in. Will be able to like try to push down. You can see the members of Notorious, they're not really too sure what to do.
That's the point, though.
Do they fight here, or do they go down to the bot side to help MPC?
That's the point, though. JPL and Potato, they put so much pressure on the bot inhibitor. Now Kolya is getting chunked out by the Meteor Shower. He has to back off. He doesn't have Koopa here. So that's one less body. The tank is Dara gets jumped out. There comes there's Sonata damage onto Dara, but it's not enough to execute him. EVOS SG, they need to regroup. This is not a position that they want to fight in, especially because Lord has been aggroed up. So is still hunting for a little bit more. Gets caught by the trap. They could jump him if they want to. So now with the damage from the Harley, chips him down. But Soul is a tanky boxer.
Yep. I don't think there's anything that Notorious Villains can do here. EVOS SG will be able to reset, and now they're pretty much healthy. I really respect that call for EVOS SG too. Alright, let's just go back and refresh just to get all that health back up so that we can fight the next fight, right?
What's going to happen again is the same thing, right? They send one to bot side knowing that Notorious Villains can't really start and finish this Lord without getting collapsed on.
Yep.
Especially because whoever they're sending bot is generally quite mobile. It's usually JPL, Soul, or Potato. All of them have some form of gap closer or dash to run back.
And I feel like Notorious Villains, right, they can't really face Soul one-on-one. They need
for sure.
They need to send 4 members, burn 2 out. We saw that happen already. And okay, EVOS SG, right, they're just making use of Notorious Villains' hesitancy right now.
That's the difference. EVOS SG, when they know they win a fight, they snap and they force. Notorious Villains, not the same way. They're very indecisive. JPL, you see, he's getting focused down, but where's the snap? They're taking too long to focus JPL down. In fact, so much that Dara is forced to use his out now to fight. JPL is still alive. Look at the damage from EVOS. They're cleaning them up. JPL goes down, but they might be able to pick up Dara on the switch there. Girl is going to take the out coming in from the low E, and that's a cleanup if I've ever seen one. Notorious Villains, they don't really want to re-engage. Here comes the Blazing Duet, and Bastizi uses that to get out. Fenrir, he's hiding all along, eventually gets picked up at EVOS. You see the difference, Chris. They pull the trigger, they snap their fingers, and they get the kills.
Absolutely amazing. Soul coming in for the flank is just wonderful. It splits Notorious Villains apart. And don't forget, EVOS actually is just applying pressure all across the map. But Notorious Villains right now, while there's 3 members down, EVOS SG can safely take this Lord because Notorious Villains, they're just hesitating right there.
You know when Notorious Villains chooses to fight, it's like when I ask my girlfriend what she wants to have for dinner. I don't know, maybe, you know, and then like, we spent 30 minutes debating about it, right? Notorious Villains, when they choose to fight, you can see here, they're trying to focus down JPL, it takes so long. Suna's not even close. Kolya's trying to put damage down, but it's not enough. At the end, they commit to using Dara's ult, and that's like, you just choose whatever, right? You just choose the maximum gain at this moment. They use all the ultimates, all their spells, no health, they have to run away.
Yep, and of course, Soul coming in for the backline, it's just wonderful, like, pincer movement, right? And of course, with that win, no matter what MLBB tries to do, he's always late for the fight. He was always sent all the way to the bottom to try to wave clear. Of course, try to give the goal into MLBB because MLBB, I feel like Notorious Villains, but okay, hold on a second as the damage coming out very well.
Look at it,
way too much. JPL, Lazy Duet won't be able to keep him slightly alive, but JPL, he's chasing it. He doesn't really matter as Soul come on in. He takes one turret shot. Now Dara chasing after is a big bad boy, but Soul coming with 1-2 punch as well. Dara, misses the ultimate as well. Won't be able to spit Soul all the way back in. Now EVOS SG, they're whacking on the turret. They're waking on the core. The Lord is just bashing it down for EVOS SG. The Soul just making sure the Notorious Villains stay down as they take game number 1.
EVOS SG, clean as you like it. The macro is there, right? They don't commit to over-forcing on top and try to kill off the far side, and Chang'e is behind. She unleashes Meteor Shower. You're not in for a good time. So these are tools that EVOS SG have drafted to deal with this dive. From Notorious Villains, I do like the comp though. They have this very strong mid to late game. Like I say mid to late game, but Roger comes online early too. The mid to late game is really good for them, especially in the mid game, because when MLBB gets activated, that is when you have to be worried.
Yeah, so of course Kadita does burst damage in the early games as well, so they're pretty much with a very good, but okay, let's talk about that. Kolya gets a lot of damage coming out from the side. It was SG just kick-starting right off the bat.
I believe it was a JPL ejector that brought Kolya down. MLBB now is going to be cutting the wave, no surprise there. It's what you do on Benedetto, especially when you don't want to play into the ego matchup. The Lapu Lapu has the range to kind of abuse you early on with the boomerangs.
Yep, at the bottom side, it is going to be Pokemon going up against Dara as well, because I would feel like Dara is going to be a little bit weak in the early game, and Pokemon will definitely come online as well earlier on.
What I do want to see from EVOS SG here is Pokemon get early priority in the bottom side of the screen, and then use that to get level 4. Rotate over and contest the first turtle. Alice doesn't have that level of push and priority, so she can't contest against Pokemon. We'll eject her back.
That wolf is like doggingly following JPL, right? But that provides so much vision, and Kolya is just giving it away for Notorious Villains.
They swap the Kadita down because they know they need to answer, but Kolya is going to get caught. He has to flicker away. Here's the damage though from EVOS SG as they chase him down, but it's not enough, or is it? Kolya is just going to walk away. Flame Shot already used, I believe, from Farsa. MLBB in a bit of trouble of its own. Now, the adaptation was made by Notorious Villains there. They send the Kadita to the bot side to get some lane priority back for Dara, so he's going to be able to deal with the Chang'e somewhat, but still, the first movement is going to be Turtle. This first rotation coming in, Chang'e needs to hit level 4 here, needs to make the movement up first.
Yep, EVOS SG, they're already lying in a way, but don't forget, Girl doesn't have the Feathered Airstrike as of yet, whereas it is Pokemon as well as Dara will be staying at the bottom lane. So it's gonna be a 4v4 around the Turtle next. But Girl will be trying to stay in lane to soak up as much XP because he's gonna need like level 4 and he's gonna get it right now. But Suna coming in, the damage like a pounce as well.
Oh my
Girl
goodness.
having the better airstrike at the right moment coming in. Will be able to fend off if Notorious Villains coming in, but here comes MLBB with the ultimate jumping in. Will not be able to see the damage that they're looking for.
Hey, Pokemon literally just hit level 4. Like he walked up to mid, hit one minion, and now he's level 4, right? So this is a moment actually that EVOS SG can capitalize on. They're going to get control over this whole area, and Notorious Villains, they have to split off. You can see the movement is made. Alice immediately runs back to bot, MLBB runs back to top. They don't want to have anything to do with this area because they need to get some map control first before they can contest the area around Turtle.
Yep, so right now I feel like Notorious Villains, they have to pull that trigger early on just now, but unfortunately Girl will have the Feather Airstrike already because now Notorious Villains is going to find it a lot harder to actually take this Turtle.
Watch this, Kolya is going to keep contesting this. He's going to get punished by JPL. Like 1 in 3 chances JPL just comes up and tosses him back in. Especially the moment Girl has Feather Airstrike up. He's just chasing for it, right?
Okay, but
jumping in, Federer. Oh, the burst! No respect coming in from Girl. He dies to the Kadita burst.
Yep. JPL wasn't in range. Kolya just baited JPL all the way out, so no way that JPL will be able to defend Fenrir. But however, Fenrir can just dive in, abusing the iframe, jumping in and burst it down. Now, EVOS SG, at least Girl is already back online, right? He's going to use wings by wings to actually jump back into position. But now, Notorious Villains will start this turtle. At the same time, JPL will absorb the damage and as well as the stun. Feather airstrike coming in, but not in range. Will be forced to take it off. Now, it is all teams on deck. EVOS SG is calling upon Pokemon to come in and join back in. Fenrir coming in for the wait. JPL will be tossing the Wolf right on top. The Mountain Shocker coming in. Empathy jumping in, trying to look for Girl. But unfortunately, will be able to fight JPL instead. But Suna coming in with like a pound, takes him down. Notorious Villains, they're trying to force this. And EVOS SG, maybe they will overstate their welcome as they're forced to disengage and they're just gonna leave Notorious Villain with this turtle.
They lost that fight when they used the Feather airstrike in a weird position, right? No reason to really call anyone up. The only upside I could see here is like, hold on, Fenrir getting bursted, but on the back line, immediately going down again, the Kadita. Picks off Girl, and now JPL with the unstoppable force pulls Kolya back in. That is a dead Popo and Koopa. Grouping up the EVOS, they're gonna get eviscerated here. Meteor Shower to push them off JPL. They're still going in for this as the Light Compounds comes up from Suna to finish a kill. Soul now in the center, using the Lapu Lapu damage to try and get something done. Trying to get some consolations for his team with Pokemon behind him. They could potentially flip onto Embassy. He goes too deep. He dies to the turret. EVOS SG, at least they get some compensation for that fight, and Notorious Villains, they just stretch themselves too thin.
Yeah, I feel like Notorious Villains, they shouldn't be staying for that fight. It was SG, that's where the veterancy coming in, right? The book of experience coming into play. Soul knows the extent, but Unstoppable Force will be used by JPL. Girl follows up with a Feather airstrike. Won't be able to do anything as well. Mountain Shocker coming in just for the fun of it. But first turtle goes into the hands of Notorious Villains. So look at the gold, still neck and neck. Only 200 gold difference right now.
Nara's gonna pick up the Clock of Destiny, or has picked it up for a while. Good ejector back in. Kolya again, he's just chum for the Sharks. Flame shot from downtown. Gets the kill on the Kolya. He don't know what hit him.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you get flame shot from afar, just like that, you were like, hey, what happened? But at the same time, it was actually, look at Pokemon, they're just applying so much pressure at the bottom side, and now they're just gonna try to dive on top of JPL in range. But let's take a look at the cross map coming in. Girl is the one that's just Feather airstrike coming in, and he saw Fenrir coming up from mom, and he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. JPL trying to look for, oh, okay, actually we'll be able to stun Suna a little bit.
I like that Girl has learned from his lessons, right?
Yep.
Once and twice bitten, third time shy. He gets blown up by Kadita twice. He backs off immediately once he sees him rushing in. Soul is actually taking on two members here. Fenrir doesn't have the damage to just do this just yet. He's going to try and burst Soul down, but the rest of EVOS are here. It's going to be Embassy that picks that kill up. EVOS SG regrouping now. Still a 4-4 on your minimap. You can see Dara is in the bot side while Notorious Villains tried to contest this turtle. Question is whether the Alice makes the rotation up or they decide to leave her bot to take the tier 1.
Yep, and of course the Wolf is just making sure that JPL stays in line. Girl coming in at the this fact that Potato is all the way up top side, but MSTC is just wrecking havoc on top on EVOS SG, but it is going to be Suna that'll be picking up the turtle instead.
With chip damage on bot tier 1, Pokemon's here to answer the push from Dara, and all said and done. Second turtle, like you said, goes the way of Notorious Villains. They're jumping in though. Kolya actually getting caught out. Now he's gonna fall. He's gonna use the flicker at the moment. It's up. It's on cooldown again. Kolya, he has no space whatsoever. JPL making his life a living hell.
Yep, but at the same time, it is direct that we'll be able to find Pokemon right here. The Meteor Shower misses most of it, but the Blood Oak will make sure that he stays alive now. JPL jumping in. He doesn't know Fenrir is right there. Pokemon will get bursted down by Fenrir, and so every airstrike will be landing on top of Fenrir. Tries to juke. You can notice Fenrir just dancing around. Potato coming in with the Douglas. Won't be able to find him.
Fenrir with the dancing shoes, dodging away from all the skill shots. Now EVOS, Potato has to be careful. There is your root. Potato is dead. What was he doing that far up the lane to get bot tier 1 too, in addition to the marksman?
Yeah, and if you notice how MPCC is just making EVOS actually a living hell, just cutting the waves, and if you notice, Soul is actually responding in the same top side. There's no form of pressure that they can do, and they might meet at the river, will get scouted out by the Popo and Koopa trap.
Jumping onto Pokemon here. Girl is there for the backup. They've got the burst. They kill Dara first, and now jumping into the backline. JPL with a big toss back in. It's Suna that's left for EVOS SG to clean up, and now Kolya has to turn tail and run. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see another fight breaking out, but Kolya, he's getting focused on now, right? EVOS SG just chasing onto the Popo and Koopa Fenrir.
Yeah, but here comes Potato to join in the fun, but MPCC is just so slippery. Soul is just waiting for Potato to join them in that fight as well. And now EVOS actually, they got to return, but okay, Kolea looking very low. Potato will be able to pick them out. MSTZ is just so slippery. Will be able to get it off, but Fender coming in, he's at the wrong place at the wrong time. Unstoppable Force will be used to take him down as the members of two Notorious Villains will fall. EVOS SG, they can look for this mid lane push.
Chris, this game is neck and neck, but Notorious Villains are the ones that make mistakes after good plays, right? EVOS, after they make the mistakes, they pounce on their opponent's unforced errors. And now the third turtle is going to be going to EVOS SG. They find these picks after losing massive fights, clawing themselves to a 1.2k goal lead. Notorious Villains, they need to dig deep. They need to figure out how they can abuse the power of MSTZ as well as Fenrir, because he's been one-shotting the squishies. Suna is not really online just yet, it's just a wind talker. He's waiting for a bit more. MSTZ, you can see, he's very, very evasive.
Yep, I don't feel like EVOS SG should actually spend any time to find MSTZ, but EVOS SG, once again, Kolea gets tossed all the way back in. The feather airstrike is just a normal, natural, knee-jerk reaction coming in. It just feels like, you know, as long as JPL toss someone back in, I'm just gonna turn on my ultimate.
Kolea, every time he has the flicker up, he's forced to use it instantly, right? In the bot side, so he's gonna pop his ult and try to fight this one-on-two. He has the shield, Suna, as well as Dara, doing a lot of damage. Blood ult back in, but you'd be a fool to take that orb.
Yep. At the
Fight
same
still
time,
breaking out here as they immediately find a pick onto Girl. It's Fenrir that gets the kill credit. JP are now backing out instantly. EVOS SG, again, another mistake after some good plays.
If you notice how Notorious Villains, they're forcing EVOS SG hand, bottom side super clean. They're forcing EVOS SG to back off, giving some Notorious Villains some form of respect. And don't forget, Fenrir on that Kadita. I actually have to highlight that way too much. Picking up those squishies is absolutely wonderful for Notorious.
Notorious Villains actually have a big improvement from game 1. They learn from EVOS SG, they replicate the macro plays. If you realize, every time EVOS is 3 or 4 in the top side, they're split pushing bot. Now they're jumping in onto JPL. I say they, it's just Cooper trying to get some damage down.
Yep.
EVOS SG, they're split across the map. 2 in bot side, 1 in mid, 2 in top. JPL, he's a walking ward. He's trying to get vision for his team. He's always going to be the first one in and the last one out, and maybe not even out if he goes down in the skirmish.
Yep. And of course, the Lord will be spawning in 16 seconds as of now. Notorious Villains has that priority because bottom side is super clean for EVOS SG. So EVOS SG, what is their play right now? Pop pushed in mid lane, which is actually looking super low, or try to contest Notorious Villains for this?
Suna's online. He's completed Endless Battle. With this Lord, I think Notorious Villains are very comfortable contesting, and they probably finish it very quickly too. So Notorious Villains, the play here I think is you just sit around Lord, and once someone goes to answer MSTZ in the top side, you finish off the objective. Otherwise, you know, MSTZ just takes top tier 2, takes the top inhibitor as well.
So basically, MSTZ is like the assassin, whereas Soul will go to the top side to beat MSTZ for a 1-for-1. Notorious Villains can potentially look for the trigger right here. JPL looking for free hugs, looking for targets to toss. But 3 members in EVOS, the side of Notorious Villains is going to be hiding in that pixel right now.
Falling very low against MSTZ. Meanwhile, around the Lord, the fight is looking like it's gonna break out. Notorious Villains, they have the initiative on the backline. Fenrir jumping in, doesn't find the kills that he wants. Meanwhile, the feather airstrike comes out as the response. All the ultimates being used though as Girl is gonna get isolated. MSTZ, he didn't see what hit him, he immediately gets decimated. And now it's a 1-for-1 trade as JPL goes down. But you're happy with that because the offlaner of Notorious Villains is dead. EVOS SG looking to reset and possibly chase down. Wings by Wings being used by Girl to come back in. So in the center of 4 members, what are you doing, buddy? There is no place for Lapu Lapu to be alone, and now Notorious Villains could potentially take the Lord by themselves without any contest for EVOS SG, especially because Girl used the feather airstrike.
Yeah, the feather airstrike is just on happy trigger, right? And right now, EVOS SG, you can see how Potato is just trying to push down the top side instead. They're gonna take this time for Notorious Villains to push down this Lord. At the same time, let's take a look at this replay right here.
So look at the top of your screen. Girl pops the feather airstrike. Suna and everyone is just super worried, but as MSTZ comes in, he gets one shot. Immediately deleted, and then Soul and Pokemon here, they try to hold the front line. JPL's down, it's fine, but Soul overcome is just a little too much. As we can see in 1 second here, he walks up, gets caught, immediately dies.
But of course, the Lord will be taken by Notorious Villains. It's gonna be marching down the bottom side, and EVOS SG, they still have mid lane open. They still have mid lane turrets, so if Notorious Villains, they have the mid lane very open. So it all boils down to rotation, right? MSTZ is going to rotate even faster as compared to Soul if Soul decides to go all the way up.
Envy is the one of the better macro of this game. But in my opinion, Envy is playing the map a lot better than EVOS, and granted it's because they have the side lane pressure from MSTZ and Dara. Dara's already scaled up. 2, 2, and 4 with Mystery Shop, all his items are there. Like, he is power spiking.
Yep, and if you notice how Kadita is already, the defender is always lying there in wait, looking for any squishies coming out from EVOS SG to burst him. Now, Meteor Shower will be used, Mountain Shocker as well. Fenrir gets taken down a little bit low, so will not connect any form of skills on top. EVOS SG cleans up that Lord at the bottom side, but here comes the main cause. MTZ jumping in, dives on top of Girl instead. At the same time, Ejector coming in will be able to toss Pokemon to safety. Fenrir not looking for a pill, but Notorious Villain takes one turret in the mid lane.
That's a decent defense, right? It could have been a lot worse, especially because they're the Lord. So overall, EVOS SG hold on. Notorious Villains make good use of the objective. Now they are about 2.5k gold ahead. APL in the center of the fight gets a spot out by Collier.
I don't think there's anything that Notorious Villain. I think they built up a quite decent lead against EVOS SG right now. So it all boils down to whether EVOS SG are gonna drop it out. Fenrir will be forced to pop the ultimate. Girl is now for him to shine. The feather airstrike coming in. JPL will be able to eject Fenrir all the way at the back, but he's actually still alive. He comes back in. MSTZ coming in for the re-engage, but now with his being actually over-engaged, he doesn't. It's not an overextension, and it's all part of the plan. EVOS SG gets shoved all the way back. Notorious Villains lose one member.
Uses the Electro to go in, and then the eye for an eye to get out, but Collier is getting focused down. Soul's on the side, they're going to pincer them in. Jumping in though, it's going to be Soul in the middle of 3. Okay. He's going very, very low. Dara in the backline, look at the damage coming in. Soul is still alive, he flickers out. How is he alive? He eventually goes down to Dara, but still EVOS, all is lost here. They don't have anything to hold on to. Dara is so big, he's power spiked, and now he's fighting against EVOS SG alone with Envy just backing him up. Chasing down Potato. I don't know if he really wants to fight this against MSTZ, but MSTZ will go down to the turret shots. Again, another overextension. A 1-for-3 trade though at the end. EVOS SG, they're playing on the back foot.
Yeah, it's like exactly what you said, right? Notorious Villain, they find themselves in such good position, and then you always have this one person that's just gonna give it away back into EVOS SG. So it's more like EVOS SG, they're on full damage control right now. Take a look at Pokemon, picking up the NOD as well. It has to use it against Dara, against Fenrir, and in Mayu as well. He does gain some health all the way back after that rotation. But let's take a look at the items. Anything that pick up, I would say that Fenrir, right, going for the Winter Trunket is gonna help him even more to for survivability, the crop, and the Lightning Trunket as well. So all the Trunkets be about, hold on a second right there. Fenrir gets showered by Love at the same time. Soul catches Collier at the backside, but Dara is just messing up the backline of EVOS SG now with JPL jumping in.
He doesn't with the Trunket, he might die here.
The Trunket is not activated as well. Girl comes in with a better airstrike. Finally, Girl takes down Dara. The pain of EVOS SG, and now it's a 4v4. It's still neck and neck on both sides.
It's still a trade off lane for off lane. Dara goes down, but so does Soul. 17 seconds on the Lord as JPL is going to get caught. I say caught, he's the one that's tossing Cooper away. And Bastizi, look at his macro, so smart. He knows he's mobile, he knows he's able to push up bot side. So all they have to do here on the Notorious Villain side is just hold around the Lord. Don't start it, don't get caught. Allow MSTZ to take the bot inhibitor. He's just going to be pushing out, right? He knows that this is his time to shine.
Yep, and of course, EVOS SG, they're probably going to send Soul, is responding within like 6 or 5 seconds. Has to force to go all the way down now, and because of that, MSTC can actually take this time to rotate all the way back to the Lord and join Notorious Villains in this final Lord team fight, hopefully to actually end this game.
MSTZ has like 5 to 10 seconds of priority, so you can see that So is dealing with the wave. MSTZ is always going to be more mobile though, because he can dash past the walls. EVOS, they're keeping eyes on the Lord just in case Notorious Villains decide to commit and finish this. Then they can contest, but keep your eyes on Girl.
Oh, okay,
the positioning for the feather airstrike is super important.
No, JP actually flicker on in, actually ejected the Wolf instead. But now it is time for Notorious Villains to shine. The Meteor Shower coming in, raining shot on top of Suna. The Lord is actually half health, but MTC coming for the flank, forced to use the ultimate to get on away. The Lord is resetted. EVOS SG, that blunder coming out from JPL.
JPL is dead, but it's a 4-on-5 here for EVOS. They don't have the ultimate. So and So is the only one that's available to really engage here. They could just give this one up. Instead, Notorious Villains also give up the goose. They don't want to contest this all too much. Yep. Still focusing onto that with Koopa. Oh, neat little trick you can do. Keep the aggro so Lord doesn't reset.
Yeah, and of course, now it is EVOS SG. Notorious Villains, I don't really know how they actually lost the lead.
Look at this. They pulled the Lord all the way to the side, so there's no way for Notorious Villains. It's a big mistake for Notorious Villains to come in here. EVOS, they take advantage of the leash, right? So a whole series of events, Collier stopped the Lord from resetting. It walks back. Immediately, EVOS pulls it out, moves it to the top side because they know they have the burst because Yisun Shin's insane at taking objectives. And Notorious Villains, if they walk up, they instantly die because Soul has out on Lapu Lapu.
Yeah, and it's
so
just
good.
It's just beautiful, right? EVOS SG, yes, they're losing in terms of the gold lead, but they get the Lord, and now they can probably translate that Lord into more gold based on the turret lead as well.
The thing is, every time Notorious Villains makes like an insane play,
Yep.
oh, hold on. Wait, it was stolen by Notorious Villains? You're
Wait.
kidding.
Oh no.
You're kidding.
We totally missed that out. Hold on a second.
You're
I really want to
kidding.
take a look at this replay. Now this spells actually a lot of danger over to EVOS SG. Thank you very much. The instant rehydrate will allow us to take a look what happened.
Oh my god,
Oh
you're
my
kidding
God.
me. Fenrir was the one that took it?
Absolutely nothing. Even I actually missed out. I was
like, yeah, you've probably got it. That is so insane. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
Fenrir.
And now Notorious Villains, they're gonna push with this. The casters are inting, but this is, you know what's not inting, is Notorious Villains running in for the inhibitors. A final fight looking to break out. EVOS SG trying to defend this. The last inhibitor left alive in the mid and bot side, or two inhibitors left alive in the mid and bot side.
Yeah, and Super Force will be landing on top of Kolia instead, so trying to list out damage, but unfortunately EVOS SG will lose the top side. Meteor Shower will be used for more of a last desperation to clear off all the super minions. So because right now another minion will be rushing in from the top side, wonderfully open. MBTC trying to rotate to the bottom side instead.
overcommit.
Now MBTC will be coming on in. Girl with the Winter Truck and Pokemon get taken down by Dara, and unfortunately as the members of EVOS SG will fall slowly bit by bit. EVOS SG then lose one turret and auto second Fenrir. Okay, Winter Trucker will be there to making sure that he stays alive, but MBCC will be able to dash all the way out. Potato jumping in, the arrow connects, but it only connects Dara. So now EVOS SG with a okay defense, but they lose two turrets once again.
Dude, I still can't get over the fact that Fenrir stole it. That's
That
the
is
MVP play.
crazy.
That is insane. Like Notorious Villains, they convert on that. They get top and bot in hip. Now EVOS, they're 100% on the back foot. They're like 6k behind.
That was
Notorious
so
Villains, they just need to group up, right? When you have the lanes push up, it's important to make sure that both side lanes are pressured. So hold on, EVOS dropping in. They fight Kolia again.
No.
Oh man, this guy cannot catch a break.
Yep, and no flicker this time around. Every time when Kolia gets catched out, he has flicker.
Jesus.
This time, he doesn't have that flicker. Now, 40 seconds on the clock. What is EVOS SG's play? Trying to push it as much as possible. Don't forget, two super minions are actually marching down EVOS SG's side lanes all the time.
What's SG now? JPL in the center. Here comes the feather airstrike. It forces MV away, but Embastisi, the backline, the Electo is available. He might just be able to use it to decimate them. And he gets the kill on the girl, and now they're jumping on the JPL. There's no way out for him. He has to try and run, but the rest of the Notorious is just tunneling down on him. EVOS, they lose two. Looking to defend with the Meteor Shower. Sooner jumping forward. Not the best idea to tank up half of the Meteor Shower, but still a minute on the Lord. 45 seconds on girl, 42 seconds on JPL. EVOS, the carries to be able to spawn in time to contest this. So Notorious Villains, they just need to dot the I's, cross the T's, play the side lanes. You know, send Embastisi to the top side lane they're doing, send Alice to the bot lane. Dara needs to be able to push that one out to keep pressure on the map. Yep. All they need to do is make sure the side lanes are pushed out, and EVOS SG cannot contest the Lord.
Yeah, Red Notorious Villains is going to commit in this mid lane push right now. Pokemon is already on full build, so try to look for some, but he's going to get forced out slightly. Mountain Chocker coming in, but MBTC is just wrecking in the back line. Now it's MBTC versus Potato. Mid lane is gone for the side of EVOS SG. It's a barren base. Fenrir comes in, trying to look for it at the same time, so he's just whacking out so much damage at the backside. So it's just playing the hearts out. He's just taking, he's still alive.
JPL is up.
Get three members. JPL coming back out just in time. Girl as well. Flame shot. Dara blocks it. Meteor Shower coming in. Can you block that? The Meteor Shower coming in as Pokemon melts down Dara. Oh no, Notorious Villains, they crack open EVOS SG base. Remember we talked about that walnut? It's cracked open.
At what cost though? They lose two people with the Lord up. JPL is going to be running. He's looking for Kolia. I've seen this story before. I know how it ends. JPL is still looking for a bit more. He sees the wolf, so he knows that Kolia is nearby. Fenrir was just right there. But JPL, he's looking for the Kolia instead. He knows that he's squishy. Lord is going to be started up by EVOS SG. You can see at the bottom of the map, Suna is there, possibly wanting to contest. We saw Fenrir steal the Lord away the previous time. Now Kolia and Fenrir, they're going to tag team up for this one. Roger though, however, he's running in the mid lane. He's running in. All they have to do is just deny this. And EVOS SG, they need to finish off the Lord first. Fenrir coming in. It is looking for the damage. You don't know if he can steal right now. In fact, it's going to be stolen. Oh, again! What is going on? The Notorious Villains, somehow, they get the second Lord. Fenrir, this guy is insane.
What is going on? Fenrir loses his life, but he secures the second Lord for Notorious Villain in an absolutely criminal Lord steal that happens not only just once, but twice in one game.
We missed the first one. We're sure as hell not going to miss the second one. Now JPL jumping in. He gets the stun onto Suna. The airstrike is out, but go. Does he have the space? Wings by wings to get out. JPL falling very low. They're still chasing on to these isolated members. So now coming in to defend Girl, but MLBB is a man on a mission. And he will get that complete regardless of what you do.
Oh, now 66 seconds on that clock. EVOS SG, they are having to defend from this. Meteor Shower will be prone. No more feather airstrike, no more siege to defend yourself. JPL jumping in, but the members of Notorious Villains just gonna be overwhelming EVOS
It's
SG
over.
in the base. Ladies and gentlemen, the core is just bashing on Soul is just trying to hold on. He still has full health, but at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, that won't be necessary. Fenrir coming in, the double clutch Lord Steel. He brings Notorious Villain to a tie.
The Kadita pick coming out huge here. Notorious Villains play there. I think JPL isn't going to be playing Cho here. I think Pokemon is playing Cho and Soul plays Benedetta. Because JPL has to play the Rafaela, if I'm not wrong. They could flex up the picks and the roles, but based on it, it looks like JPL is going to be playing Rafaela instead of Cho. That's my guess, at least.
That could be it, but ladies and gentlemen, hopping into game number 3, ladies and
He's going to
gentlemen,
be playing Cho, of course.
Going to be match
They
point
swap it up
for
again.
both
Yep.
of these teams. JPL, Wolder, all of everyone, in fact, on these two teams will be picking up on their comfort picks. Kolia being annoying once again. It is going to be Soul in the Benedetta will be going up against Dara with the Paquito. Bottom side, it is going to be a Mage versus Mage. Pokemon going up against MUTZ on the Chang'e.
They sent Farsa to deal with the Chang'e, actually getting decent pressure. You can see the chip damage coming in, forcing him away. Potato is going on his clear as per normal. I do love Bruno for this exact reason. Like, the way he clears is so good once he picks up his first buff.
Yeah, so I feel like what Bruno wants to do, right, is to basically stand at one place, use the ball prop constantly, and try to make sure that you have 2 balls coming in at the same time, so that you do a lot of damage. You try to want to stay at that particular spot. So usually you want like very good front lines.
Pokemon's playing the Farsa and the offlane well. JPL is playing Tank Cho, right? So the roles are the same, but the picks have been flexed a little bit. And I think in this lane against the Chang'e, actually not too bad. Like, JPL is getting decent pressure because he's so mobile. There's nothing much that Fenrir can really do, or Corlia for the matter, whereas Farsa is going to be laning into Chang'e with no issue.
Yep, okay, Dara will be able to scout that Potato and Soul is be working in that jungle right now. But you know, having Pokemon as a Farsa, right, you'll be able to rotate very quickly to the mid lane just in case anything happens. So that's a benefit coming in Farsa as an off lane.
Of a slow early game for the moment as both teams are looking for their level 4s, and the first turtle will force the first rotation out.
Yep, Fenrir not level 4 as of yet. JPL still level 2. The only level 4s across the board is Pokemon, which is the Feather Airstrike is already unlocked, so that's nice. It's a good check, whereas MLBB looking very low force to recall.
I do like that Potato is pulling the turtle, but now the engage comes in from Notorious Villains. Fenrir arriving.
Fenrir. I feel like Fenrir actually stole the kill, but this time around it is going to be EVOS SG that will be taking that turtle down for the time being, but the members of EVOS SG will be falling bit by bit. Darren now looking for a bit of more fight. Soul coming in, dashing it around. Fenrir still at the back line, holding a little bit strong as Soul disengages.
Lead is going to lean towards EVOS SG despite the kill advantage from Notorious Villains. Pokemon is just going to make his way back as the Feather Airstrike should be able to clear this wave out. Now, win conditions for, hold on, JPL.
JPL, a bit idling right there for a moment. MLBB rotates down to meet JPL as well. Girl rushing into a bit safe, but it's like MLBB, what he can do, right, with the Meteor Shower, just in case if he's not there, he can just like use the Meteor Shower, wave clear very quickly, and then move on. And whereas Pokemon, what he can do is basically use the Wind by Wings, fly away. But the stun coming out from that, MLBB landing down, Fenrir jumping on in. We feel like we've seen this very nice knockback up premium from Fenrir. He's looking for more though. Girl and Potato coming in for the good dive. Suzuna will be able to pick up that kill off the lane. Meteor Shower hits the jungle creep most of the time, but it is going to be a 1-for-1.
So it does die though, so it's a 1-for-1 like you said. The win condition for Notorious Villains here, they really have to burst someone. Like, you have to abuse Chang'e and Kadita to one-shot someone and then re-engage afterward with the man advantage. Granted, a lot of your ultimates will be used by then, but it's about controlling the man advantage so that Suna is able to come in and clean up.
And I feel like I've used this word before. EVOS SG, the most cornered animal is the most dangerous. JPL looking for once again.
Maybe not there, but
oh, that's not a very good place for you to actually land on the Feather Airstrike right
this guy's
but JPL looking very, will get stunned up by Kolia as member of EVOS SG will disengage.
You think you might be brave, but you're not as brave as Pokemon who uses Feather Airstrike in front of turret and eats shots, right?
Yeah, that's just absolutely nutty. But hold on a second, MBCC will be using the meteor shower to wave clear very quickly as Suna will be working on that energy. Fender jumping in, deep dive, will be jumping on top. Unfortunately, Fender will go down this time round. Notorious Villain disengage, JPL looking for the flank, won't be able to see it. Nokolia just setting up the traps.
Fenrir looks at Pokemon, he's like, oh, you think you're brave? I'm braver. And he dives and he dies as well.
The ego challenge right there, it's fine.
Not the best kind of ego challenge, I'm gonna admit.
Lapu for ego challenge.
I'm gonna admit, not the best ego challenge. JPL taking this fight to Kolya, doesn't have the best amount of health, but pops the shield and has the healing from
Meteor shower, JPL actually eats it off. Pokemon once again landing the Fed Air Strike. Suna coming in for the flank. MCC gets stunned a little bit. Fenrir diving in. Suna looking very low. Force like a pounce away, but it will be get busted down by Pokemon. Now look at Dara coming in from the side. JPL once again. How is this guy on the Chow is still alive? He's absolutely nothing. He actually received some damage from the Meteor shower, and look at it. So that Benedetta is just working out perfectly this time, using the same medicine against Notorious Villains.
He can walk back in and take this if he wants. Like, yep, he could be able to solo Kolya here if he gets the drop on him, but no, Kolya's just going to back off. They take mid tier 1, they take bot tier 1, they open up the map.
And you're at the Pixel Brush, JPL will be walking on in. It feels like we've seen this before. Fenrir forced the ultimate, will be forced to dive away. Now the members of the king just got to force Fenrir down. No more Lord Seals. I'm having PTSD already, and this is actually really scary. At least EVOS SG, they slain this turtle, but Notorious Villain take top side.
EVOS playing on the bottom side opens for NV to take top tier 1. So they recover some structures. JPL still looking to steal this one away for his team. Dara arrives, means that EVOS SG need to back out of that jungle. 100 seconds left on the next objective. So Notorious Villains now, they need to play the side lanes. They need to send, yep, they're doing it. Send Dara to the bot side, send Embastizi to the top side, push the waves out, and then reset and collect all the farm.
Yes, at the same time, Dara will be actually forcing the bottom side. He will be able to push that in. The members of Notorious Villains will be marching that out. Same goes to say over to EVOS side. Look at JPL just setting up that vision, right? But at the same time, so it's just a one-man army. He's just facing down 3 members of Notorious Villains. He will be able to jump over, force the ultimate out. Feather Airstrike coming in to protect Soul just a little bit, but the wolf will be able to bite Soul. But Soul gets away. How is that even possible? But but Soul, he's still alive though. He'll be able to take a double kill of Notorious Villains. However, Notorious Villain penetrates the bottom side.
That is straight up criminal. First JPL, now Soul, they're just kiting in and out of their mobility, and you might be able to take bot tier 2 NV, but EVOS reply in kind, and at least NV now, they are hitting where it counts, right? Yep. Feather Airstrike.
Feather Airstrike will be able to make Kolya go disappear for the moment. It's a wonderful magic trick over the side of EVOS SG, and now EVOS SG is like, no, I'm not gonna let you take game number 3. In fact, 7 minutes in, top side, mid side, all gone on the side of Notorious Villain.
I was about to, give some praise on the Notorious Villain side. Even though they're losing turrets, they're still able to pick up some on the map. Like 5-3 is infinitely better than 5-0, right? Yep. So Notorious Villains still open up some portions of the map. Then Port 1 is mid tier 1. They need to open up mid tier 1 so that they contest the next objective.
I feel like Notorious Villain was basically out-rotated, right? Soul on the Benedetta, and then you have Pokemon on the far side. Pretty nutty. Now Soul will be able to...
He's here because Turtle is up. So Notorious Villains here means that they start up Turtle.
So it's really good, right? Like, EVOS SG is just like doing all these micro plays very well. As Notorious Villains this time around will lose this turtle this time around, as there will be focus on top Soul. Once again, ultimate will be proc. Members of Notorious Villains won't be able to seek for the engagement. But TC coming in, the Meteor Shower was already used, as Pokemon coming in with a Feather Airstrike as well. Suna just wrecks havoc on top of Soul, but Potato still safe at the backline.
They lose 2 members. Notorious Villains punish very well. They could go for a bit more if JPL isn't careful. They need to wait for the engage, right? So it's Fenrir that needs to come in and set things up, and there you go, Fenrir coming in.
Oh, JPL?
JPL is instantly dead. Kolya gets the kill credit, but like I called it, Fenrir, he's there to set up the plays for his team. The burst from Fenrir and MSTZ cannot be understated. You need to respect the damage coming in.
Yeah, Pokemon will be able to use that Feather Airstrike once again for the wave kill. But let's take a look at the replay right here.
So this is a Soul just kiting in and out, right? He had the Electo, and he spots an opportunity here because Kolya gets triple tagged by the Feather Airstrike, cleans him out, and JPL comes in with a double knock-up. Gets the first kill, knocks the second guy up, boom. They clean that one. They clean the fight up.
Yeah, that's really... Like, like Soul feels like he knows the limit of every single hero he picks up. He knows the limit of the Paquito, he knows the limit of even Lapu Lapu in game number 2, and now he's like showing us like how to actually play around with the Benedetta. Now Pokemon will get stunned right here by the long range stun of that Colia, but JPL coming in, right, face check that Bush will be forced out. Soul marching in towards the mid lane. Now EVOS actually they're focusing on the top and mid lane right now.
All is cutting waves. He wants to maintain bot priority just so that his team can use the map a bit more. This is going to force a response, right? Immediately you could see Dara is also cutting waves, but Soul, he's a lot more mobile. He should be able to get out here. Yep. Has the Electo, has the eye for an eye, immediately gets out. Might even kill Koopa on the way out. Here's your Feather Airstrike, the fat one coming in, a lot of damage onto Colia, a lot of damage onto Embastisi, and now they narrow down onto Dara.
Okay, girl, misses the ultimate coming out. Dara was forced to use that to get out for a minimum. Forced to flicker, in fact, as Soul just, staring down Notorious Villains like basically a 5v1 at the same time. This allows Potato to do whatever they want to do.
Envy, they need to look for these setups in the chokes. Another Feather Airstrike. No one's really going to get caught out, but they just want to steal this purple buff away. It's going to get reset. But like I said, Envy, they need to look for the engagers with Kadita and Chang'e. They need to burst down like a squishy. Ideally, in this case, Pokemon or Girl, and then fight afterwards.
Yep. I would say you've burst down Pokemon should be the main target of Notorious Villains. Now, EVOS SG, they're taking it slower this time around. They had a very aggressive early game for the first 7 minutes. But now for the next 3 minutes, right, it's just JPL as well as Soul just walking around. But take a look at Soul.
The pick
It's going to be a pick right here. Pokemon coming in with the Feather Airstrike. Meteor Shower lands on top. Colia gets picked out. JPL finds a kick on top of Suna. Now Suna actually gets down. Swimir coming in, looking for more picks off as well. JPL so slippery, but Soul is here. Rest assured, EVOS SG. Here comes the Calvary. MPCZ will get focused down on top of Soul, but nice juke coming out from MPCZ though. But that is a Benedetta that's gonna chase after you and it's gonna make sure that your life is hell and you're dead.
JPL is still here. Fenrir is gonna catch him, but JPL is super mobile. Dara, what are you doing there? Now it's gonna be a 2-on-2, and with the knockup not there, Soul should be able to clean out Dara if he can narrow down onto him. So might have overextended now, has to back out. Doesn't have Electro just yet. In fact, even used eye for an eye earlier. He's still going back in. He knows it's just Colia. He knows that Colia has no way to kill him. So he's gonna stop the recalls, prevent the reset coming in.
Yep, and of course Fender is still there. Oh, big Fender airstrike shot going in. Fender gets low. But of course, SG, look at Soul, right? He's just taking out so much pressure as well. He's just like in Notorious Villains, he's like telling Notorious Villain, hey, focus on me. You want to fight me, but no, I'll be able to slip out, in and out, just like how JPL does it with the choke.
Lord should be taken. Yep, it's going to be secured by EVOS SG, and they're looking for the fight afterwards inside the jungle. In these chokes, the Feather Airstrike hurts so much. Notorious Villains, they cannot afford to group up these pathways. Like anywhere that leads like to just a one small choke, you don't stay there. You're Notorious Villains, you can't stay there.
Potato is just left on his own devices just to farm up. You can look at the goal. It's very far apart. 6k gold lead. The Lord will be marching in, I believe, in the mid lane side.
And see in the bottom of your screen, Fenrir was making calls. He's like telling his team how to play out the fight. And I'm pretty sure he's telling them, okay, you're gonna go in after me and just one-shot whoever I jump on top of. They tried to do it the previous time, couldn't really get the angle, so they need to set up for this as the Lord comes in. Meteor Shower should make quick work of this as Fenrir on the top side. You can see a fight emerging inside the jungle. They back off. Notorious Villains don't want to have anything to do with JPL. They're going to kill the Lord first. Airstrike coming out. A lot of damage on the Notorious Villains. Now the backside Fenrir is instantly dead. And EVOS SG continues sieging. They want to reset here. Notorious Villains looking to put up a last stand before they drop into the lower brackets. Suna is instantly dead too. A lot of damage even coming from EVOS SG. They're looking to clean this one up. Low health bars on Dara, low health bars on Colia. Last Feather Airstrike will not land, but it will get the one on the way out. Meteor Shower trying to dissuade EVOS SG from pushing in. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's done. EVOS SG managed to close out this best of 3 in the third game, picking away the Benedetta. They get it.
That was a very close call, right? Like, especially in game number 3. Well, in terms of match, game number 3,